Hey Genderqueer gang, this is Kai. Making a video at like 11:30 at night. I was just walking to the grocery store with my roommate, and I live in the city. I've said this like 100 times, but for those of you who are just first watching one of my videos, I live in a city, and we're walking, it's like 10 o'clock, and this car full of these cis guys pulls up and yells, "Hey bitch, lose the faggot." Like, they're calling her a bitch, telling her to lose me, the faggot. And they drove away. And we just kind of looked at each other and we were like, did that just happen? And I said, "Katie, I'm really sorry they called you a bitch." And she said, "I'm sorry they called you a faggot." And I said, "Well, I don't really mind that." So, this week's topic is worst thing that has been said to me about gender or gender expression, and the best thing. So I feel like this is going to be like a fairly short video. Yeah, I feel like this will be a really short video. So, one of the worst things that has ever been said to me was around the time when I first started transitioning. I just started raising money for top surgery, and I had a friend of mine who is really privileged. She makes like 6 figures, grew up in a rich family, has like issues around money, and she saw that I was putting my fundraising links on Facebook, and she let me know face to face that I think verbatim she said, "It really disturbs me that you're raising money for this surgery. It would be the equivalent of me asking for a handout for a boob job." And I was like just blown the fuck away that she just said that to me. Like, she was like comparing my transition to, and like trivializing it essentially, to nothing but like an elective cosmetic like vanity surgery, and that like really hurt me. And I wrote her like a letter after that, severing the friendship, because she clearly was not or is not able to be supportive of me, and so we haven't talked since, and I'm like really comfortable with that, because she's just not somebody in my life that I feel. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that bullshit, especially like at a vulnerable time where I'm like transitioning physically and really trying to like find my gender identity. I don't need people that are going to say shit like that to me. So one of the best things that somebody ever said, and there's been a lot of them, but somebody said something to me recently, and you wouldn't think it would be one of the best things, but it actually was. A friend of mine who I don't see very often, so she doesn't have a lot of experience with me, and she doesn't have a lot of experience with people who are outside of the gender binary or who are transitioning, period. She messed up my pronoun, and it like really kills me when people mess up my pronouns. But then she said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I messed up your pronoun because I knew you for so long before. Not because you don't look masculine enough." And that was like a really kind thing for her to say to me, because whenever somebody messes up my pronouns, I feel like the fear, the like big motherfucker fear, is that I don't look masculine enough. What can I do to convince them? Like, what is it about me physically? And then I just go on to this whole internal spiral, this downward spiral, where I'm like, the hormones aren't working, I'm never going to look good enough, I'm always going to look this way, people are always going to be able to tell, blah, 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 blah. Because I get really insecure about like my really like feminine facial structure and stuff. And so it was really kind of her to like stop that inner narrative for me by telling me that it was more of like her knowing me before and not the way I look now. It just saved me some emotional anguish. It made me feel really good. And I know that like that feels like a good thing wrapped up in a bad thing, but I don't know, like it worked for me. So I'm gonna cut this video short because I have a ton of work to do. But cool. I hope somebody got something out of that, and I'll see you next week.